Alright guys, welcome back to some more Monster Energy Supercross 3. Today we have the toughest custom Supercross track to show you. Now, if you're a really good player, it might not be as tough. If you're a really bad player, it could be a nightmare. For me, it was really tough. I actually can't or couldn't even get a full, clean lap in. It was tough. It was just really tough, and it is a bit on the long side. So yeah, it's just really easy to make mistakes and not clear the jumps or the rhythm sections. And yeah, it's just supposed to be really tough. And this is an overview shot of the track, so you can see kind of how it flows and what it looks like from the top down view. But yeah, we have a slow lap to show you, so I can kind of explain what I was thinking when I was making the track, and then the normal lap. So let's jump into it with the slow lap. Alright, so the first thing we have here is a hip into a step-up double. And the jump itself isn't that difficult, but having it right off the first corner, I figured could make it a nightmare. Now, the reason I stop at the top of this bridge is because this was supposed to be a big wheel tap into the bottom of the pool, but I cut it off the start too early and didn't realize it until the track was almost done, and realized that there was really no way to connect the track to validate it. So I had to put that bridge in, so it's just a double into the pool. And this rhythm section is tough, but it's not impossible. This double is pretty tough. It is a second gear fully pinned double, and you barely get over it. I did put the half whoop in there, and you can double into the pool here and then triple over the second one. Or there is an alternate line there where you can jump onto the first table and then step to the second table and step off. This section, you're supposed to jump all the way to here and then triple out. It is a very tough section. One of the toughest probably. Really had a hard time there. This is a triple into a big double. This section is really tough. I had a hard time doing those sections back to back. This section has two different ways through it. Usually I want you to jump to there and then triple out, and then you have the whoop into the corner. But there is two different ways through it. This section isn't that difficult, but you do want to hit it just right so you can get a decent run through the whoops. Otherwise you get stuck hitting the whoops in second gear, which it's not bad, but it definitely isn't as fast. Then we have a big triple. This section can be tricky too, especially if you don't use the manual transmission. I want you to quad to the second bridge and then step off and then double. What makes that section kind of tough is that to get the bounce off the bridge can be really awkward sometimes, and you just don't get the bounce and then you mess the whole section up. Here you step to the table, step off. Not super tough, but you do want to get a good run out of the corner. Here we jump over the bridge, not tough. This section you can double. It might be faster, but I built it to be a triple single, and the triple is tough. I messed it up in my lap. It just, you have to get really good runs out of the corner. They're second gear, third gear, fully pinned with a perfect run around the corner to hit these sections. That was a big double turning away from you. Here's a double off the hip. The double isn't so bad, but the hip makes it tough, which is why I chose to use the hip throughout the track, because the hip is a really inconsistent jump. This section isn't that bad. You just have to hit it fully pinned in second and no preload. Land to the top of the dragon's back and step off, but it is easy to overjump. This section can be tricky, especially with the automatic transmission. With the manual, it's third gear, fourth gear. You clear the table, no problem. This section is one of the toughest sections on the track. The double isn't so bad, but the rhythm section afterwards, you do have to maintain good momentum. You can't brake too hard, or you can't triple to the top of the table. And then you would step off to there, triple over the table, triple, and then step on, step off. That is kind of how I built that rhythm section to be. There is a few different ways through it. I do show you a couple alternate lines you can take. This section can be really tricky too. I do want you to triple and then triple over the table and then double, double, or triple single. That's kind of how I built it, but you can double, triple to the table, step off, triple. That also works really good because the last triple into the corner is a pre-made triple, so it actually works out pretty good to take that way too. This section is really tough because I want you to hop off the small dragon's back to the top of the big dragon's back and then triple off. This section is really tough too because it's two big doubles, and the first one is based off of the small whoop. So to get the lift and land it just right is very, very difficult. The finish isn't too bad. It is probably a second gear jump, but I usually hit it in third. But we do sometimes come up a bit short, and then we connect back to the start here. So yeah, this is where I messed up. I didn't really know what I was going to do here, but where this bridge is was supposed to be a big wheel tap, and I had to take it out. So the end of the track didn't turn out the way I wanted to. Here is the normal lap. It is a bunch of sections edited together to make a full lap because I did keep messing up. But we do hit this right, flip a little bit, but it's okay. Have to front wheel glitch to triple, and then you have to hit this in third gear. You barely make it. And then here, really want to go high on the berm to get the double. And we barely get the jump into the pool here for the triple over the table, which we do clip a bit. It isn't that difficult to get, but we do clip a bit. This section is very tough. It is a third gear corner to jump to where I did and then have a triple out. The things that make this Supercross track tough is that all the jumps are meant to be hit. Not all the jumps, but a lot of the jumps are meant to be hit full wide open in second or third gear from a corner. So you have to hit the corner really, really good, or you're not going to get the jump or the rhythm section. You know what I mean? And they do involve a preload. You have to get the lift, or you're just gonna jump really flat, and you're not going to be able to hit the section the way it's meant to be hit. So that is the main parts about what make this track so difficult, in my opinion. Again, I don't know if I said it, but if you're a better player, this might be an easy track for you. If you're a worse player, it could be a nightmare. So for me, I could do everything on the track, but I couldn't do it in one full lap, which is why you're seeing a bunch of small edits to make up a full lap. To show you that it's possible, that I can do it, but I can't do it consistently through one clean lap. I have to hit each section multiple times before I can actually get it. And then we're kind of running through an easier part of the track before we get to the two tough rhythm lanes. This is actually easier than I was hoping it would be, that double. But jumping to the top of this table is tough. We barely make it. I came up short a bunch, and it's just, that's the toughest part, is to start it off. If you can get the triple to the table, the rest of it really isn't that bad. And then this rhythm section is really difficult as well because of the triple in. It's the same thing that makes the first rhythm section before it difficult, the triple in. This section is tough because, like I said, there you see we have to hop to the big dragon's back to triple off. And then this section, hitting this first double is tough, but hitting the second one is tough too. It is super easy for that second double to just suck up all your momentum. And then the finish line, we case a bit, but it isn't that difficult. And then we cut across the track, and boom, there you have a lap on the toughest Supercross track. Here's a few different clips showing you some alternate lines, but this isn't how I built it. It's just different ways you can hit the section if you're having trouble with the main line. So I wanted to show you that, but let me know what you guys think. How tough do you feel like it is? It is on PC. I probably will validate it if you want to try it out. Let me know if you can come up with a tougher Supercross track build. I'd be really curious to see. If you do, put it in the comments. I'll try it out and we can compare. But in my opinion, this is the toughest Supercross track I've ever played. Let me know in the comments what you guys feel about it. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. But you guys, girls, are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.